John said Marilyn Monroe lived her life like a candle in the wind. And it's Elton John tribute artist Jeffrey Allen that will be reminding people just that on the 50th anniversary of the starlet's death.
She depicts Hollywood in a nutshell, really. I mean, so when you think Hollywood, you think Marilyn Monroe, and that's why I think her legacy has been around this long.
On Sunday night, a Candle in the Wind concert by this tribute artist is taking place at the 26-foot-tall Forever Marilyn statue in Palm Springs. The city shines big lights on the blonde bombshell, who spent time here in the 1950s with her then-husband, baseball legend Joe DiMaggio. NPS Resort says she eventually owned a home in the Vista Las Palmas neighborhood in the early 1960s.
Isn't it delicious? She's the epitome of sexiness, just her looks and the way she dresses, her demeanor, just very gorgeous.
But clearly there was more to it. Something stuck, even half a century later.
I mean, somebody that can carry on for 50 years and still have that much impact is pretty impressive. I mean, there's a very few amount of people in this world who can carry that, carry that much power after 50 years and still have this many people be, enamored with her.
She's not your typical model-esque, skinny, woman. She's kind of like the fun-going model, but, she had the curves, and I think her curves is what Hollywood was all about back then, and thanks to her, we still got some of that left.
Clearly a candle that burned out long before her legend ever did. At about 8:20 tonight, you'll be able to hear A Candle in the Wind, which of course is the song that Sir Elton John sang for Marilyn in 1973. And there's going to be some big crowds here, and people are going to have glow sticks and be waving them back and forth. So if you're not here, I do recommend you come. People are very excited to be singing along with all these songs, and it should be a very great Sunday night. Live in Palm Springs, Bianca Ray, News Channel 319.
Looks fun. All right, Bianca, stay.
Ladies and gentlemen, Candle in the Wind.
Seems to me that your life like a candle in the wind, never knowing who to cling to when the rain set in. Wouldn't like to know when I was just a kid, candle burned out long before legend did.
At first glance, and even at second glance, you might think the gentleman seated next to me is Elton John. It's actually the next best thing. Elton John impersonator Jeffrey Allen here to talk with me about an upcoming performance for Marilyn Monroe's 86th birthday. And of course, Marilyn Monroe, 87th birthday. 87th birthday.
Right.
86 was last year. Thank you. We are, of course, you were here last year for this event.
Yes, I was, yes.
And you've been doing this for a living for how long?
About 13 years, eh?
Really remarkable, and obviously you're a spitting image, but we're expecting even more people than last year. Marilyn, of course, in residence in downtown Palm Springs, that wonderful statue, a really fun venue. So tell me a little bit about what you did last year and what people can expect if they come down again this year.
Well, again, it's all about the great songs of Elton John, the greatest hits, of course. But, paying respect to Marilyn, of course, is Candle in the Wind. So we'll finish with that with some glow sticks, and we're even going to cut a cake as well right afterwards, right around 9 o'clock. So make sure you're there for the whole show. It starts at 6 o'clock. And but the greatest hits of Elton John. Be ready to sing and clap along. That's what I ask.
There will be other performances as well. There's a band, Shaken Not Stirred.
Yes.
Richard and Mary will be performing.
Right.
So, a good set of entertainment throughout the evening, starting at 6 o'clock and right at the base of the Marilyn Monroe statue in downtown Palm Springs. How did you get started doing this?
I was actually doing piano bar on a cruise ship, and the show from Las Vegas called Legends in Concert. The choreographer named Tony Lee, she saw me and she's like, we put some hair on you, some gap in the tooth, some earrings, crazy costumes. You sound and play piano well, so you could do it. I'm like, well, I've always liked Halloween, but she's told me what it paid. I'm like, I've got some interest in that, And here I am.
You do not naturally have a British accent. You tell me, as you kind of put on the outfit, the costume, the hair, the hat, the glasses, it kind of builds, huh?
It kind of builds a little bit, but I am American, born in Indiana, grew up in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, but as soon as I got all the gear on, it's only proper. Elton John wouldn't be proper with a kind of a country accent now, would it?
No, absolutely
not. Or German.
And were you always a lover of his music?
Oh, of course, always. Grew up with Elton John and classic rock music, and that's what I was playing when they found me. So,
Well,
Yes.
lucky for all
It's
of
fun.
us that they did in fact find you, and you're living in Vegas performing there. But
Yes.
we're glad to have you here in Palm Springs. And if you want to see Jeffrey Allen as Elton John tomorrow night, Shakin' Not Stirred starts at 6 o'clock, 7:30. Jeffrey Allen as Elton John. At 9:30, they'll be cutting the birthday cake, the 87th birthday for Marilyn Monroe, and being celebrated in downtown. So our graphic is actually wrong. It's 87. And we will invite all the folks who want to come out and enjoy that. It will be a little warm at the start of the evening, but it should cool off nicely in downtown Palm Springs. A great night for a party. They'll be dancing in the street to your music.
That's right, singing and clapping along. That's what we have.
All right, Jeffrey, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. Cheers.
We've got more Eye on the Desert right after this. Stay tuned.